case of Mr. Abdul, a Nigerian man sentenced to 15 years in South Africa without legal representation, is a shocking display of injustice. Abdul's ordeal began over 5 years ago when he was accused of fraud for using his liquor license to purchase a large quantity of liquor on behalf of a customer. Unbeknownst to Abdul, the customer was using fraudulent funds, leading to his entangle.
My name is Ben Abraham, the founder of Zarephath Aid, an international criminal justice group. Because we can't rate injustice. Injustice, no matter how small it is injustice. But of course, you have to know which and what to intervene in. And that was how we came across the story which has brought us here together, and for which we believe as an organization we should not keep quiet. And this has to do with an illustrious son of Nigeria. And this Nigerian citizen, Abdul Olatunji, domiciled in South Africa, is facing what I have, as an organization, we have done a petition to offices that need to know. It's facing what I call imminent death. If nothing is done, I don't like to use such words, but that is the way to get it across to whoever gets across this press meet today, that Abdul Olatunji needs the intervention of the federal government of Nigeria. It has to be said the way it is. Because what he's facing in South Africa, we all know that the xenophobia in South Africa has not died down. If anything, it is real, it's up there. But what facts we could see around this very issue is xenophobia taken to another level. That's why we are stressing that the intervention from our government needs to be as urgent as it can be. This is an SOS, it's a Mayday call. We've done the petition, copy of which I have here, to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NEDCOM, headed by our able Honorable Abike Dabre Erewa. Also, another petition to the Senate Committee on the Diaspora, headed by distinguished Senator Victor Ume. We've also done another petition to the House of Representatives Committee on Nigerians in the Diaspora, headed by Honorable Okere Tochukwu. We've also made a copy of this petition available to the High Commissioner of South Africa here in Nigeria, based in Abuja, the South African High Commission in Abuja, so that they can look at what we are saying, and then, in addition to this press meet today, what should instantly be done to assuage the problem of Abdul Olatunji be done. And it needs to be done instantly. Now, who is Abdul Olatunji and what is this issue all about? In 2019, of course, Abdul had been in South Africa since about 2009. One thing you must know this day, I want to make clear to everyone, that not every Nigerian abroad is a fraudster. Please note it. If anything, you and I know that there are so many of our people in the diaspora that have brought in glory to Nigeria. Sports, business, name it, education, and all that. And many serving governments of these other nations. So let's remove the idea of everybody that has a problem out there has committed something. No. And that is something we need to look at while going on. So since 2009, this young man had, by a dint of hard work, worked up the economic and business ladder in South Africa that led him to, at a time, win an award as the biggest hospitality outfit in South Africa. It's into tourism, hospitality, and what have you, assisting so many Nigerians who come in there. But because we always have this xenophobia, you are a competitor and you are in a business, but competitors, of course, will want to look for a way to edge you out. That's how Abdul fell into what today has kept him in prison, in custody since 2019, the day he was arrested, without legal representation, not because he can't afford one, but because the forces, the states, agents in South Africa have threatened every lawyer that came in to assist him do his case. That is unheard of. That is absolutely despicable. That a person has been arrested for whatever in the eye of, you think, in the eye of your law, now to be deprived of who comes to represent him is the height of, it's barbaric, it's totally against even human conscience, not to talk about the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights and all other treaties that South Africa as a country also has signed on to. So in 2019, there was a trumped-up charge of theft, which was brought against Abdul, following which he was taken into custody, deprived bail at the police level. Before, after a year of staying at the police level, he was now charged to court. The magistrate court somewhere also in Johannesburg. And getting to that court, it was delay after delay. Lawyers that came in were all threatened to leave this case. It was a clear case of a grand plan to destroy him by whatever means. And incidentally, and most unfortunately, the law, the legal means that should actually have come to his benefit was employed to his destruction. But we believe by God's grace he will not be destroyed. So that's been the story, that by the time the case began and lawyers kept coming and recusing themselves, citing threats from above, it became so difficult for Abdul to really make a headway in his case. At the time, not saying at the time, at the end of the series of threats, Abdul now became his own lawyer. He opted to represent himself. As we speak, Abdul is representing himself. And every lawyer that dropped his case cited and mentioned the name of the investigation officer, one Captain Oscar Williams Mopedi, who is now a colonel. Please note, get that name, get the name. Who is now a colonel in the South African Police Forces. He's the hatchet, he's the enforcer, the hatchet man of this grand plan. And he is the one who, for whatever we don't know, is out doing the bidding of whoever else to get Abdul out of the way. And by the time the matter became so difficult, they brought a lawyer to now assist him. And when Abdul met the lawyer, he didn't know that this lawyer also in South Africa was working in cahoots with the authorities. They asked him to enter a plea bargain, for which he did. Plea bargain, we all know, is a situation where you can plead to a lower sentence, a lower charge for a lower sentence, just to get going. And like we do here in Nigeria, if the sentence is to start to count from the day of arrest, most likely the person will have finished serving. So the agreement was for 5 years. But surprisingly, of course, suspended sentence. He had stayed 3 years already in custody. This is 2022 now, fast forward to 2022, from 2019 when he was arrested. And by the time he pleaded guilty, in line with the plea bargain agreement, the shock of his life was that when the magistrate pronounced the sentence, what Abdul got was 15 years in prison. It was, which other way, will I ask, which other way, easier way is it to kill a person than to do that? That was how his journey into the Gulag in South Africa began. Of course, he applied for leave to appeal, which we also have here in Nigeria, as a lawyer to himself. But let me highlight one thing. While this first matter was going on, the same investigation officer went again, brought up a second charge against Mr. Abdul Olatunji. So as we speak, there is another charge in which again he is defending himself in another court in Johannesburg. It's important we highlight this. So the first charge now, he has been convicted. Recently, acting for himself, he got the leave of the magistrate court to now appeal to the High Court. That's how far it is with that. While the second charge is still going on. In these two charges, an illustrious son of Nigeria, the giant of Africa, the most populous black nation on earth, is standing to defend himself, being legally deprived of a lawyer. Of course, it can't be legal Even in their country, it's not legal. But to them, to the hatchet people, it's something that they can do, which ought not to be so. And he is there not because he lacks means or contacts to pay any number of lawyers he wants. At least having been blessed from the fruit of his labor in South Africa. But this is deprived of these great benefits as a result of a wicked and most unconscionable plan by our South African brothers to keep him out of circulation, if possible, permanently. This press meets, therefore, for us in Zarephath age, and I also believe for every right-thinking person, is a call to duty, to highlight what we already put in our petition, calling upon the CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, our dear sister, an able, wonderful worker, Honorable, to come up, rise up one more time and take over this matter. Not every Nigerian abroad is a criminal. There are many Nigerians abroad who are deserving of our government's intervention in their cases. This is one such matter, I dare say, that is deserving of our government's intervention. As it is now, Abdul is still in custody since 2019, not benefiting from anything. As a matter of fact, from what we get, there are 2 points I want to use to round off. One, his life is in danger, even in custody. We hear that even the materials he's using to source cases and other resources to defend himself, these materials have been taken away from him. That is the height of what's going on. And then the second point also I would like to note is that Abdul, as a person, is someone deserving of Nigeria's intervention. Let's get going. I want to urge our men in the wonderful Forte State of Rain to do what is supposed to be done.
The lack of legal representation throughout Abdul's trial is a clear violation of his human rights. It is imperative that the South African authorities revisit this case and ensure that Abdul receives a fair trial, with adequate legal representation. This case highlights the need for greater scrutiny of judicial processes in South Africa to prevent such miscarriages of justice.
Yeah, my name is Abdul Sheson. I'm the younger brother to Abdul. The matter has really affected my family so much. As I'm talking to you, the day they got my brother's sentence, I think in 2022, I lost my mom. Because my mom got the news through social media. She has high blood pressure. I rushed out to Bagada Hospital and she spent like 2 months and she died. I can't even tell my brother anything right now. My brother is not a fraudster. He has never done fraud. We have a very good history. My brother was the best student in Nigeria 2003. We went to Citadel International College. There is history of our family background. He studied at UNISA in South Africa. After finishing his study, he started from owning a bottle store, a liquor store, we call it liquor store, in 2010. He also has a consultant business he's doing. He started small. As of 2014, my brother has the biggest club in Johannesburg, New York Club. The xenophobic attack started since that time when some South Africans like, why will a fucking Nigeria have a biggest club in South Africa? They took him to court over that club in New York. That the club is in 4 ways. As at that time, even the CEO of NSC came to our club. The CEO of NSC, that time, the generation, there's a video, there's everything, you understand, came to the club and even gave us an award to be the best club. But the South African citizens, they are always after Nigerians. You understand? They started that attack on him since when he was booming. That club was booming. They took him to court. The white people, said, okay, they don't want him to stay in that location. It's like a mall. He rented the mall legally, everything. They took over that club. He started again from scratch again. He went to partner with a white guy that, okay, since you people don't want a black person to own one of the biggest clubs in South Africa, he partnered again with a white person, Joe Manashi. He relocated his club to another place. They call it Santin, Rivonian Santin. You understand? They started again from there. When they started seeing that he's booming again, he's partnering with somebody, that was how they started this court case with him. And how did they start the court case? There's a customer who came to buy alcohol in his club. The customer came to buy the alcohol. He took the customer to Macro. There's a club, there's a place we buy alcohol in South Africa. They call it Macro. You understand? He took the customer to Macro to order the alcohol because the customer said he wanted alcohol in large quantity. You cannot buy alcohol in large quantity without a liquor license in South Africa. So he uses his license to order the alcohol because he has a club. And the customer went to pay. The customer was not arrested. And I think that happened in May. As at November, they walk up to my brother's club. They said he's under arrest for purchasing alcohol for a customer. And my brother was like, but you know the person I purchased alcohol, I didn't use my card to pay. I didn't do anything. I only used my liquor license to order. And I have right to order alcohol for anyone. I have a consultant business. I have everything. And that was how the problem started. The investigation officer is the most corrupt person I've ever seen. When he arrested my brother, he told my brother, he pulled him over, that you fucking Nigeria, you are driving Bentley, making good money in our country. That was his word. He arrested my brother, took him to his house, broke into my brother's house, stole 700,000 rands. The investigation officer. So when he took him, my brother was like, okay, you know what? The person that I bought the alcohol for, where is he? He said he has arrested the person that is also in the station. When they got to the station, there was nobody. It was only my brother. The only person, another person he saw was the account holder, the person that owns the account, where the person that came to buy alcohol for my brother, the person that owns the account, where the fraud money was deposited. You understand? There's a South African guy that these guys deposit money. Investigation officer is part of the courts of those fraudsters. They deposit money into a South African person account number. They take the card, they go and buy things. So how are you supposed to know as a club owner that every customer you have, they are spending fraud money? How? So if my brother is being arrested, then the macro should be arrested too for taking fraud money. You don't even know which money is fraud or not. So my brother was like, I don't know all these people. I only did a business, I only bought an alcohol for a certain customer. Go and get the customer. It's the customer that can tell you that I'm conducting my business. They said no, that this is the account holder of the account where the customer that came to buy alcohol used the card of this person. And the person was like, I don't know him. This is not the person I gave my card to. The person I gave my card to, his name is Babatunde Jegede. Go and bring him. The investigation officer said no, they are not arresting that one. Then 2019 we now say, okay, let's move this case to trial. My brother, we hired in the history of South Africa. My brother is the highest number of persons that have hired lawyers. We hired over 20 lawyers. Each lawyer were threatened, told to leave the case. We hired one of their best lawyers, Diompu. Diompu was a very big lawyer. He told me, I was the one that hired him, he said, the investigation officer is really making your brother's case worse. I need to leave the case. We hired another big lawyer, I've forgotten his name. That one even came to court twice. Later he said, no, you need to refund us our money, that you cannot do the case. And so, many other lawyers, a total of 18 lawyers were hired. All of them left the case. So as at 2022, when my brother got tired, he had to call the investigation officer and say, you know what, I'm not a fraudster, you know this thing. The owner of the account that you're saying they used to do fraud is here. He's telling you that the person I gave my card to, that hired me to open an account, his name is so. And you know this is the same person that came to patronize me in my business. you did not arrest this person. Why are you coming to arrest me? That, okay, you know what do you people want me to do? Now my club is closed down. It's not running. This is what you people want. Okay, I'm ready to leave everything and just go back to my country. What do you want me to do? Is his name is Captain Mupedi. That's the investigation. He said, since you have come now that we should help you, we will give you a lawyer that we trust. This is the only lawyer that the magistrate can give you. The magistrate can give you a suspended sentence with. If you don't use this lawyer, we cannot guarantee you of a suspended sentence. So my brother called me like, we don't have choice. Because that time I was already in Nigeria. I said, we don't have choice. Okay, do you believe in this? My brother, like, I don't believe these people. This lawyer, I don't trust any of their carcass. The name of the court is Palm Ridge Court in Johannesburg. So, but in the long run, the name of the lawyer they brought was Kagiso. So we said, okay, Kagiso, what do you say? He said the magistrate is my uncle. He brought a proof, a video of him and the magistrate that, don't worry, I will get you guys a suspended sentence so that your brother can go home. And he's already 2 years in the prison already. So like, okay, suspended sentence, how? He said, we'll give him 5 years suspended sentence. He has already spent 2 years, he can have his freedom. We said, okay, cool, go ahead. He did a plea bargain. He brought it to my brother in prison. My brother signed a plea bargain. On getting to the court premises, he submitted another plea bargain to the magistrate, which he said it was his uncle. So when he submitted the plea bargain and my brother, they read it, my brother was like, this is not what I signed to. He said, no, my brother must just answer yes. At the end of the day, my brother was sentenced to 15 years. Two weeks after, the account holder was taken to another magistrate court and was now sentenced to 5 years suspended sentence, and they released the account holder, the person that received the money. And since then, my brother has been facing the problem himself. He doesn't trust any lawyer again. So they told him, you cannot even get any other lawyer because we've threatened all the lawyers. He had to start representing himself. So with the help of my lawyer in Nigeria, sometimes he give him some advice, this. So we went for the leave to appeal. We brought in all our evidences. Although he has been granted the leave to appeal, but we still don't know the injustice, because right now the investigation officer brought another case of 2016, just in the case that all these cases are all conjoined cases. They were people coming to buy alcohol. You don't know the people that comes to your store to buy things. You cannot know if this one, but he has never arrested any of the fraudster. All he just does is abdue. They just want to frustrate his life. And he has told them, you people, you've taken the money, you've taken the club, you've taken everything. Let me go back to my country. That's why I'm just begging Nigerian government. I don't know. Not every Nigerians abroad are fraudster. Please, I need you people to come to our help. My family is begging. That's all I'm just begging for. Thank you.